Microplastics are inside your blood, your brain, and your fat cells right now. Dun, dun, dun. And they're sabotaging your hormones and your metabolism and your health. Welcome to the Dr. Ashley Show. I'm Dr. Ashley, and today I'm going to talk about the impact that microplastics have on our health. I'm going to talk about the 5 steps to help you detox your body as quickly as possible, to reduce the inflammation, to help restore energy without gimmicks or expensive treatments. Now, I'm Dr. Ashley. I am the owner and founder of PhD Weight Loss and Nutrition, where we have helped over 11,600 people drop massive weight and keep it off. Collectively, we've helped folks drop more than 476,000 pounds nationwide. And my goal with this channel is to provide you the information you need to create positive change in your own life.
Hey, really quickly, if you're interested in hydrating yourself optimally and want to do it in an efficient and effective way, I created an Electrolyte Plus mix just for that. It's called Dr. Ashley's Electrolyte Plus, creative, I know. And it's crafted with essential electrolytes, vitamins, and minerals for maximum absorption. With patented forms of zinc and vitamin C, it supports immune and adrenal function. Plus, chromium picolinate regulates healthy blood sugar levels while helping to curb those cravings. Say goodbye to headaches and fatigue. Visit drashleywellness.com and use code Ashley10 for 10% off your first purchase or 20% off your first subscription order with free shipping. Plus, enjoy 30-day money-back guarantee. Now, back to the episode.
So let's dive into the topic of microplastics. According to the research, the average person consumes about 5 grams of plastic per week. That is roughly the size of a credit card. That's over 250 grams of plastic per year lodged in your tissues, in your bloodstream, in your organs. When I looked up 250 grams worth of plastic, that is equivalent to the size of consuming 50 credit cards over the course of a year, or consuming a medium-sized apple worth of plastic. And the deal is that these plastic particles can be found in your lungs, in breast milk, in placenta, in our blood, and even in the brain. And they've been linked to hormonal disruption, chronic inflammation, fertility issues, mitochondrial damage. And worst of all, they actually bioaccumulate, which means that they build up over time and they aren't easily excreted. So in order to excrete them to the best of the human body's ability, we need to open our detox pathways. We also need to reduce our consumption of it as much as we can. Now, the majority of exposure of these plastics comes from bottled water. You get twice as many microplastic particles from bottled water as you do with tap water. That's why whenever I drink water, I do my best to consume water out of a glass bottle. Actually, I've got this water with me. I have no affiliation, but I really like Mountain Valley spring water. It contains minerals in it. And if I am traveling, especially to high altitude, I find if I drink this water, I don't get headaches. So as much as you can, I know it's tough, but trying to drink water out of glass water bottles. There's also a recent study coming out showing that you get significant microplastics from chewing conventional gum. Most conventional gum uses polyvinyl acetate or rubber. And these are synthetic plastics that stay in your system for a very long time. If you love chewing gum, one of my favorite brands is Pure, P-U-R, and they do not use plastic or rubber. So they, I think, use a wax or something. So you can feel better chewing that type of gum if you need to chew something. All right, so now you know the impact of plastic, where we get our plastic consumption primarily from. So now what do we do about it? Number 1 is we need to repair our cell membranes. Your cell membranes are surrounded by a lipid or fatty membrane that helps to regulate everything from hormone sensitivity to energy production. The problem is that these microplastics embed into the membranes. They're attracted to that lipid membrane, and they can start to disrupt the cell signaling and can trigger immune responses. The inflammation that this causes can result in a slow fat metabolism. It can make your body resistant to hormonal cues like leptin, which tells your body when you're full, insulin, which tells your body that you've eaten and you don't need to eat anymore. So the ultimate goal is to rebuild our cellular defense system. And to do that, we need a compound called phosphatidylcholine. This is a component found in a lot of different foods like egg yolks, grass-fed beef liver, and you can take a phosphatidylcholine supplement as well. Now, beef liver, I don't love. But if you like the flavor of it, you cook up your liver and your onions. Oh my gosh, liver is like nature's multivitamin. Now, this might sound crazy and you might, try this at your own risk. That's what I'm trying to say. What I have done before is I've gotten grass-fed liver from a very reputable local source, freeze it, and then I cut it into little cubes, and I will swallow it like a capsule. That's what I do. Or I will stick it into a smoothie and blend it, and I can't really taste it. You can also take desiccated liver, but I still can taste it. If I put it into my smoothie. You can also take capsules, but then you have to take 6 capsules, and I get capsule fatigue. I don't know if I'm the only one here, but if you can consume organ meats, it's very healthy for you, and it will help you repair your cell membranes. All right, next is to ditch the harmful fats that help to attract the plastic. Like I said before, microplastics are lipophilic, which means that they're attracted to the fat. They want to sit in the fat. That's why they often hitch a ride into your cells through these unstable fats like canola oil, soybean oil, sunflower, corn oil. These vegetable oils are inflammatory and they carry these plastics deeper into your body, and they also damage your mitochondrial membranes. They increase oxidative stress, which can make dropping fat be more difficult. So instead, when you do consume fat, because we know that healthy fats are the key to optimal wellness, you want to focus on those anti-inflammatory type of healthy fats like grass-fed butter, ghee, which is basically clarified butter, beef tallow, avocado oil, extra virgin olive oil. These are healthy fats that the liver likes. It helps the liver detox. It helps to support mitochondrial repair, making your system just less vulnerable to the damage that the plastic can cause. Making your system less vulnerable to the damage that the plastic can cause. Step 3 is to activate autophagy. Now, your body can clean up these microplastics, but you have to support it and give it the best chance possible. Autophagy is your body's natural cellular cleanup system. It helps to break down damaged cells, it helps to remove toxins, and even recycle parts of the mitochondria. To trigger autophagy and give your body the best fighting chance, you can play around with intermittent fasting. Now, if you would like to dive into intermittent fasting, the science behind it, how it impacts the body, exactly what to do, different ways of playing, dabbling with fasting in a safe way, then you should definitely check out my video where I talk all about it. If you are on a podcast platform listening to this, come on over to YouTube and you can just go into the description and I will include a link to this video where I talk about all things intermittent fasting. Now, the very short of it is you could play with an 18-6 window of fasting to eating. What I mean by this is fasting for 18 hours, not eating. And then you've got this 6-hour window where you eat just as you would on any normal day. Now, if you are new into fasting and you want to play around with it, I would advise starting with a 16-8 window of fasting to eating. So here's what I mean by this. You give your body 16 hours where you do not eat. So you could finish dinner at 7 o'clock, and then you're not going to consume anything until about 11 a.m. noon. This will give your body about 16 hours or so where you're not consuming anything. And then you give your body this 8-hour window where you consume food just as you would on any other day. For a lot of people going through a weight loss journey, I find for our PhD weight loss clients that this type of fasting can be helpful. However, for some people, it results in overeating and overcompensating later in the day or later in the week. So just watch yourself. If you feel like you actually tend to overconsume and overeat as a result of that intermittent fasting, then it's just not the best tool yet for you. Now, really, if your goal is to get into the state of autophagy, then you need longer fasts. Like I'm talking 48 hours, even longer to get into that state, but any fasting can be helpful. So you could try a 24-hour fast. You could even go for a 48-hour fast. I would make sure to check in with your doctor if you have any kind of medical conditions. You want to make sure that they give you the green light there, but that can be a helpful tool to give your body time to renew and rejuvenate. Now, if you've tried fasting before and it just did not work for you, or if you're really interested in trying fasting, but you're a little bit nervous and you're not quite sure how to implement it, then you should check us out at PhD Weight Loss. We don't necessarily use fasting, but it is definitely a tool that we've got in our toolbox if it's something that interests you, or if one of our nutritionists feel would be a perfect tool for you to implement in your wellness journey. So if you would like to dabble in this, if you would like to experiment with different tactics that you've heard about, but you're not quite sure if it will work for your body, then do check us out at PhD Weight Loss. If you are listening to this on a podcast platform, just go to myphdweightloss.com. And if you're watching this on YouTube, just head into the description and we've provided a link for you, myphdweightloss.com. Just click on that to learn more. Other tactics that can help in this way, if you just aren't into fasting, which is totally fine, could be some high intensity interval exercises, could be resistance training and heat therapy, like by getting in the sauna and just letting your body detox and sweat. Supporting your liver and your lymph detox pathways is also very helpful. Your liver is really your detox workhorse. It is where all the work is being done. So you want to do everything you can to support your liver. Your liver also is in charge of fat burning. So if you feel like your fat loss is sluggish, it could be because your liver is just all backed up. I also want you to imagine that bile is the liver's trash chute. It's where all of the trash is excreted out. The bile also carries out microplastics, so you need to keep the bile flowing. You can support your liver with bitter foods like arugula, dandelion greens, artichokes are very helpful. You can drink lemon water. Specifically, starting your day with some warm lemon water can be helpful for the liver. The liver also likes milk thistle. It likes ginger, dandelion tea. I like the brand Traditional Medicine, I believe. I drink some of that dandelion tea almost every day. Staying well hydrated with water from glass bottles or putting your water in stainless steel bottles, not plastic bottles. I actually just recently got up in my cupboard where I stored all of my plastic water bottles that I would drink from when I would cycle, like ride my bike, and they smelled so bad. Those bottles denature. We put them in the hot water and hot temperatures of our dishwasher, and they just leach out those plastics. So if you've got plastic water bottles, I encourage you to take this message and get rid of them and go for stainless steel or glass. In general, you want to avoid heating food in plastic, even in those microwavable bags or containers that they say are safe. I wouldn't do that. I dump the veggies out into a glass container or whatever food you're heating up in glass. Stop using plastic cutting boards because they degrade over time. And if you think about it, every time you are cutting something on there, you're getting bits of plastic in your food. And then you also want to focus on the lymphatic system. The lymph is moved by our muscles. So if we're sitting all the time, if we're not getting up and moving our bodies, then our lymph is going to be a bit blunted. If we're carrying excess fat weight, it also blunts our lymph movement. Lymph is a passive drainage system that only works if you move. So get up, walk, Rebounding can be helpful, getting on a rebounder, which is basically a trampoline. If you've got a vibrational plate, or if you don't have any of that, all you need to do is rise up on your toes and do a heel drop down. Up on your toes and drop down onto the ground with your heels, and do that multiple times, and will actually encourage your lymph to start moving. You can also dry brush, and again, using a sauna can be super helpful. All of these are ways to move toxins through your tissues and to ignite and help the elimination pathways. Now, even if your diet is perfect, your lifestyle is perfect, if you're under chronic stress, your body's not going to detox as efficiently. High cortisol levels, which is our stress hormone we usually secrete when we're under times of high stress, can slow liver detoxification, it can increase gut permeability, and can help worsen fat storage. So what you want to do, as to the best of your abilities, is to support your parasympathetic nervous system. Different ways to do this would be to focus on your breathing. We often talk about box breathing, where you breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, and hold for 4. It can be very calming to breathe in, hold for a few seconds, and then breathe out for a longer time that it took for you to breathe in. So for example, if you breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 4, and then breathe out for 6 to 8, that can really help to calm the body. Just the swallowing reflex is calming to the body. So drinking some water with sea salt and lemon, or maybe some electrolytes. Laughing is really helpful to support the vagus nerve and to help reduce overall stress levels. Forest bathing, which is basically going out and spending time in nature, putting your bare feet on the ground, connecting with the earth. Our body knows when we do that, and it helps to increase our dopamine levels and our serotonin levels. These are our feel-good neurotransmitters. Yoga or meditation, prayer, whatever that might be, talking on the phone with a friend or a loved one. We need to be doing this, something that we enjoy, that calms our system every day. And just one of these techniques, research shows, can reduce cortisol secretions by up to 25%, which can significantly improve your natural detox and hormonal balance. All right, you guys, so we've talked about the impact that microplastics have on our body. You now know where we accumulate the majority of them and what to avoid, so you can, number 1, reduce the amount of microplastics that you're taking in. And then also how to eat and what to do to support your body so that it can remove and detox as much as possible. Your body never makes a mistake. Sometimes it just gets a bit bogged down, and I want to provide you the tools that you can implement to help support it do what it does best. Now, if you are listening to this on a podcast platform, please leave a review. It really does help us impact more people. If you are watching this on YouTube, drop your thoughts, your comments, whatever tools and tactics you employ that help to benefit you, or if you have any questions about the topic of microplastics, diet, detox, lymph, we are here for you. And remember, you've got to step up to make the change. Lead with your heart, train your mind, and do not negotiate with your body. I'll see you next time.